Indianapolis.
Say you want a revolution.
Take me home. Yeah. Here you knock it. Dave Edmonds with Mike Griffin at WNAP 706.
The return of Weather Report. Weather Report, a North American concert.
You can tell a girl being a woman is more fun than ever.
WNAP 708 in the morning. Michael T. John laying them on you, honey. Oh, Bloomington, my midnight ozone factory cranking this weekend. Michael Pollard, Robert Redford, and the classic Little Falls and Big Hauser plus Zachariah. Saturday night, midnight, Bloomington Cinema 1 and Cinema 2. Looking for you. I feel it.
A church house, gin house, a schoolhouse, outhouse.
Conley residents, this is Matthew B. Conley.
Hello there, Matt. This is Bob Baker Chevrolet calling.
And be sure to see the fine selection of used cars at Bob Baker's Chevrolet.
When you're looking for the ultimate in jewelry designing and craftsmanship, find jewelry designing and craftsmanship.
WNAP, Mike Griffin on a Friday morning. Spend a penny and vote for the ugly man on campus at IUPUI now through December 7th. Proceeds to clothe a child for Christmas and Cancer Society. This is Wings. WNAP 717, Mike Griffin on a Friday morning. Chris Connor tonight, CMC, 6 to 2nd at Keystone, next to the huddle. Plenty of good stereo values and free budget paraphernalia. Tonight, 6 to 9 at CMC. Pick up on it. I feel like a little boogie. Could you do us the one to boogie? We have no radar locations as yet. The band from Moondog Matinee.
The band at WNAP. If you're beginning your day this morning, take note. It's winter-like out there. The nice weather has passed us, but the Weather Bureau says sunny and warm this weekend. Good morning, I'm Tom Cochran. Again today, Greek students are active.
Students demonstrating for the third day in the Athens Polytechnic School.
There's a lot of local interest in the Cathedral South Bend Washington High School Football Championship tonight, and we know who you had better pick today.
Well, I know where my bread is buttered, and they also know where I live. I'll take Cathedral by a nose.
All right, Cathedral and South Bend Washington High School Football Championship tonight. Things continue to look good for the Skylab mission. The astronauts began their ride into space later this morning, and Jay Michaels has been watching the space ride of Commander Cody. He tells us about it in Michaels on Music after this.
Kennington says it all in shirts and sweaters at The Ranch. The Ranch in Castleton Square.
Fleener Auto Stores announced the grand opening of Fleener Indy Store number 6. 7 particular people you ought to know. Out of the blue haze of San Francisco skies come Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. This is Jay Michaels on Music.
WNAP.
George Carlin, occupation, fool. New album, Old English spelling, Foole. New releases, one funny, one poignant, both at Turnstile. Attention concert person in Indianapolis.
WNAP 733, Michael T. John keeping an eye on it for you. Cloudy, much colder today. Highs in the low 40s. Cold tonight. Gonna be 20. Whoa. No radar locations as yet. We will keep you posted. Major Tom Lewis at 10 this morning. Got his whole education looking at pantyhose packages in the Hooks drugstore down the corner.
Disc Records in Glendale and Castleton Square bring you Records, now in Glendale and Castleton Square.
The VIP Center Apartments, Road 37 and Ellisonville Road.
Mike Griffin at WNAP. It's 7:38. Slippery out there. Look out, boys and girls.
Panama Red, Panama Red.
Title song from the album, Panama Red. New Riders of the Purple Sage at WNAP. 7:40. We have radar working 38th between Sherman and Emerson. Northeast. Look out, baby. Oh, come on. Jimmy Morrison, Doors. Little Roadhouse Blues. Drive slow.
Singing, swinging, touching, breathing. All these things have a happy meaning with certs, 2 mints in one. Now kissless nights are overcome.
And that's plenty.
Made 5 gold records and went to England to see the
WNAP, 746, Michael T. John Griffin, laying them on you, baby. Cathedral, we're with you. The whole town is going up and we're going to bring it home, right? Do it!
Elton John at WNAP. This is hayride kind of weather, cloudy and cold with a high today of near 40, sunny and warmer. It's the word from the Weather Bureau for tomorrow. Good morning, I'm Tom Cochran.
Bob Honig at Space Headquarters in New York.
Speaking of science and technology, ever want to predict the future? Dave Letterman tells you how in just a moment.
It's your word, you make it grow.
There's an event in town that you shouldn't miss, and it's happening at Playback, Electronic Playground.
Opposite Glendale, Airway East on Pendleton Pike, 8323 East Washington, 3844 South Madison, and in Bloomington.
Would you like to know more about your inner person? Would you like to know more about your family and friends? Would you like to be able to predict your future? Would you like to know about real big disasters before they happen so you can impress and amaze your jerk friends? Would you like to be able to change the future and control your own destiny? Well, home listeners, if you answered yes to all of those questions, you'll be pleased to know that all of those things are now possible thanks to an amazing new system known as digital prefix determination. The new system was developed by Dr. Arnie Swatz of the Briggs Stratton University Mars Hill campus while studying under an $8 grant from the Noblesville Moose Lodge. Dr. Swatz explained that the basis for his digital prefix system is nothing more than the 3 numbers which make up your telephone prefix number. The system is similar to astrology. For instance, if your phone number begins with the 3 numbers 257, that is your digital prefix determination number. As an example, the 257 is someone who enjoys square dancing and pouring cement. Most likely a 257 has an overweight sister and will one day be involved in a fist fight in a gay bar. Dr. Swatz further explained that by using digital prefix determination, it is possible to select a perfect mate. If you are a 639, the ideal mate for you will be either an 846 or a 251. Both prefixes are usually excellent bowlers, but only the 251 has oily, kinky red hair, which is a must for the demanding 639. With the new system, it is now possible to predict the future. Certain things are absolute. For instance, all 545s will sooner or later be shot in the foot during an adult bookstore holdup. Or if you're a 923 and you work with a 633 every day whose push-button extension is unlisted, one day you will both be sucked down a backed-up storm sewer when you least expect it. As Dr. Swatz says, why be afraid of the future and the unknown? Know your destiny. Don't walk through life like a drooling slob. Read up on the old phone book. Don't let the world hang up on you. And now, once again, it's time to dance your cares away with Curtis Yum and his singing gospel dwarfs.
7:55, WNAP. Mike Griffin on a Friday morning. Cloudy and colder. Highs in the low 40s. This is Joe Walsh.
WNAP, Indianapolis.
For you to all get down. Yeah, do it.
Griffin at WNAP.
Dowds, known for 22 years of excellent service in appliances in the Kokomo community. Where the
Chris Connor at WNAP, baby, you just been deeply purple. Heck, hate it.
Cleopatra Jones is hunting the flag. Over for the second big week at the Uptown Theater.
Chip Kennedy of Harvey American. Some people... Harvey American, 2444 West 16th Street. It's a fact.
WNAP, Chris Connor helping you break your lease. Turn it up, Jack, especially the bass. From the brand new Alice Cooper Muscle of Love. More winners than you're prepared to handle here today. Yeah, working up to New York City. The University of Nude Wrestling. The lovely Alice Cooper at WNAP from Muscle of Love. This is Chris Connor with Dr. John. Such a night.
There's an event in town that you shouldn't miss, and it's happening at Playback Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
3844 South Madison and in Bloomington.
Bathtub Gym. 21 Skidoo, Valentino, Levinson.
WNAP, Chris Connor doing the Sleazy Tart. With Frank Zappa, the Mothers of Invention, overnight sensation. Just give me a little nasty, filthy taste of your dirty love.
Give me your bite. Come on, French, choose this snappy. Come on, French, choose this snappy.
Frank Zappa at WNAP with Chris Connor. Indianapolis radar this afternoon. Very strong on 38th Street at Lafayette Square and Meridian and between Sherman and Emerson. Also 38th and Arlington.
Attention concert person. Your people, Crosby and Nash. Tickets also available at the IU Med Center Union Building, Indianapolis.
I'm Patty Mitchell from North Central High School. If you haven't shopped the Thoroughfare store for pants, jeans, tops, vests, and sweaters, for great styles and sensible prices, it's Thoroughfare.
Chris Connor, the Grand Wazoo said, honk if you love the buzzard. Eddie Kendrick. Keep on trucking, Chris Connor's Midnight Movie this Saturday, Fillmore. First time in Indy with a Grateful Dead, Santana, Tara Power, Hot Tuner, Quicksilver, and Beautiful Day, plus many more Frisco Bay bands. The last days of the Fillmore with Chris Connor this Saturday night. Tomorrow at midnight at the Vogue, 62nd and College. Rated PG for plenty good. If there are time, you might be able to get some GMP, yeah. Good at plenty, yeah, mouthful. Allman Brothers, bam. WNAP, Chris Connor, Rod Stewart, I'm in your back pocket this afternoon. Todd Rundgren will be appearing in Cincinnati tonight at 8 o'clock at the Xavier University Fieldhouse. There will be free showers after the performance. Tickets available at the door, by the way. Hello, it's me. Isn't it a great feeling to know that you can rely on someone? At Dan Young Chevrolet, 96th and Keystone, reliable is attached to each department. For instance, there's a very reliable sales department. Dan Young Chevrolet, 96th and Keystone.
The VIP Center apartment.
The life you've been waiting for.
WNAP, Chris Connor, I just want to be a sweet jelly roll, you know. 43 degrees, presenting another first for Indy Radio Maniacs, the National Lampoon Radio Hour. Midnight beginning tomorrow night, Saturday night. Beware, listening to this program could make you take off your shoes for industry. Connor, a reminder, you're traveling on 38th Street, east or west. Beware, heavy Indianapolis radar working those areas. Also, 21st and Franklin Road this afternoon. Here's Chicago.
You are my love and my life.
An impulse is something you do right now, right? Well, impulse also just happens to be people who make those truly amazing, authentic, handmade gauze shirts from India. Impulse Indian shirts at the ranch in Castleton Square.
There's nothing like the face taste around. The greatest taste around. Hershey, the great American chocolate bar.
WNAP, Chris Carter, All-American Boy. Rock and roll, hoochie coo, Rick Derringer. All-American Boy, Rick Derringer at WNAP, doing the rock and roll, hoochie coo.
The Red Fox. Bammo! The Red Fox is definitely the club for you. The Red Fox, 2718 South Madison.
Each year, Claude Shane travels to Bangkok, Thailand, and Jaipur, India to the Shane Company, direct gem importers.
Do you remember where you were on November 22nd, 1963, the day that President John F. Kennedy was my parental guidance?
See the exclusive showing of Executive Action at the Georgetown and Regency One Theaters. Starts Friday.
WNAP, Indianapolis.
A telegram, Dateline, Washington, and I quote, "Congratulations on your 30 years of community service. Your warm ties to so many listeners are in radio's best tradition."
Though Uncle Wally is not leaving us, he is ending his early morning show after 30 years.
A good buddy of mine dropped by to say hi, and I'm sure that you know him. I think everybody in the whole wide world knows of Sid Collins because you've heard him on the big network from the Speedway year after year after year.
And since I've heard you since I was in grade school, I never really believed, in the wintertime particularly, with the snow and ice, that you were really down here live, and I want to see for myself.
It has been a great pleasure to have known you and been a competitor. You've been one of the nicest guys, Wally, that I've ever met in radio, and I wish you all the success in the world. Once again, when things get going rough, just say, take it easy.
But Wally, when I first came to town, that was back in 1940, there were two people mentioned. These were the guys that you had to listen to if you were going to be, cool or in, as they say, and one of them was you, of course.
And a real pride in knowing you during my years of broadcasting here. We've been opposite each other at the same time of the morning.
And now let's take a look at My Town Indy, where frequently I'm asked by friends or listeners about the origination of My Town Indy. I wish I could say it was my idea, but I can't. Some 35 years ago, when I first got here, I wanted to do a column like this, but using the alliteration of the sights, sounds, and scenes of Indianapolis, using more audio bites. Sights, for example, the governor walking down the hallway at the State House in serious conversation with someone. The argument between two guys following a fender bender. Scenes, a day when aircraft contrails crisscross our skies. 1,001 things, but almost a full-time job in itself.
Got it. Just arriving now, coming in slowly, but actually gaining time coming into the pit area where you can go a little quicker than under the 80-mile-an-hour set pacer light system we're using here. And there goes a wheel nut retainer from Foyt's car. They've got a spare ready to go with it, though. Foyt takes a glass of water, just a sip from it, throws it out. Rutherford is in immediately behind him. So Foyt's car is now off the jacks, now back up on again. He's pointing to that front tire assembly. And the right front, indication that he did want it, and he's really furious. Steaming in the cockpit as Rutherford already has made his pit stop and pulls out around him. Foyt is not a happy man. He wants new right front rubber, and he wants it now. They're finally getting an impact wrench on it, and it is off. The new tire is on. That is yet another pit stop made. Jan Opperman going by at the moment. Foyt finally has the tire that he wants, and they're pushing him away, but Johnny Rutherford is up in front as Foyt now rejoins the field under a slow pacer light yellow situation.
2 degrees in Indianapolis, believe it or not, much higher than was forecast to be today. Let's see the high for tomorrow in the low 80s. Right now, 82, and that's our temperature and our time. 18 minutes until Gilbert Forbes and the 4 o'clock news from WFBM's Communications Control. And now Lloyd Price with the number 21 hit this week, Personality.
The people who ran to Monument Circle on VJ Day also ran headlong into a new era. They bought suburban homes and shiny new cars. They hopped on newly constructed expressways and drove straight into the 1950s. A decade that would produce the so-called silent generation, but made quite a racket getting there.
That's Gerald Calvi, his thing called Made in France, and we're going to have to scoot out of here. Thanks enough for catching the Summertime Show this afternoon. From McGee Motors, 9th and Meridian. We'll hear from you again tonight, the good Lord and the boss willing. Until then, this is Dick Summer. Very sincerely yours.
Most of you folks know about it. In case you don't, we have a vest that we wear with 15 pockets, and they're all mixed up, the numbers on the pockets, and it's the only legal place in town that you can pick a pocket.